Talk about the view from the White House here. All the president's men have rallied around him in Congress. We've seen it in those hearing rooms over the last couple of weeks. Attorney General Barr, Secretary Pompeo as well. For all the confidence projected from the White House and from President Trump that this will breeze through the Senate and he will not be convicted, we know how Donald Trump thinks. He does not want this blight on his resume as having been an impeached president of the United States, but it could come as early as next week.
It could, and I think that's an important thing to remember here, is that as much as strategists around the president, Republicans have rallied to his defense and even think that being impeached is not necessarily the worst political thing that could happen to him. He doesn't want this. He knows it's the first line of his obituary to become, his political obituary to become the third president impeached, which is why he is still so angry and flailing about this process. To underscore what Kurt just said, absolutely right. The Durham statement here is very reminiscent of what Barr did in that letter that framed the Mueller report before its release to try to shape the public narrative before we all actually read the document and went and sifted through it and realized that it was actually far more damaging than the Attorney General portrayed. And I think you're also seeing this in the calculation going into the potential Senate trial, where the president and the White House wants to make it a spectacle. They want to have it really a public event. They want to have his defenders out there really exonerating him, even trying to call Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and others. Well, Mitch McConnell's made very clear that he doesn't want anything to do with that. The Washington Post in particular had a story yesterday where he was quoted as saying that'd be mutually assured destruction if to have witnesses come out to the Senate trial. He wants to move this as quickly as possible, hopefully just through a couple of weeks.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.